Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. We are in the Blue Moon Tower, which we have been climbing up ever so slowly. And there we go. Oh!
Hail, Arisen. My thanks again for your aid in time past. I have come now to lend my support.
Forgot about that guy.
The same prize you claimed for me.
So he has Salaman's Grimoire, and he's going to assist us
To my arcane magic.
in the Griffin fight. My pawns are up there. I am not up there, as you can see by how I am not currently up there. My pawns got close enough to trigger the cutscene. That's what happened there. So he is going to be, Stefan is going to be here joining us. It is weak to fire damage, and fire, like if we burn its wings, can maybe knock it out of the air. So that's kind of the goal, is to just hit this thing with fireballs. Hopefully get like my melee pawn to actually climb up on the stupid thing. Stefan's going to help us with some fire spells. He has some pretty sweet spells that he can cast thanks to Salaman's Grimoire, which was a side quest. So that's one example of something we did in a side quest coming back to impact the rest of the game. Like, that's a really neat little thing. Yeah, and that went down very quickly. That's a really cool aspect of the game on this particular quest.
Griffin was strong. Will the dragon be stronger still? Then it will be a haunt to remember.
Griffin wasn't that strong. Let's talk to this guy.
Well, did I seem the hero, racing to the aid of those in peril? Truth be told, 'twas happenstance that delivered me. I was tracing the steps of the sorcerer Salomette. They led me here.
That's interesting. This place is important to the sorcerer Salomette.
Upon my arrival, I see you, locked in combat with a griffin. I knew it for a golden opportunity, and I dare say I stole the show.
He kind of did. He did a
No need for
lot of
thanks,
damage
sir.
to that thing.
No need at all.
Cool. And then, as always, we killed a giant creature, so let's check its corpse. See if there's anything we can loot. Griffin pinions. Great Griffin claw. That's not bad. And I believe there's going to be a bit more exploration that we can do. We definitely did not tap out this area. These Harspud milks and Harspud sauces and things that you see me grabbing, they are quite handy, because if you mix them with a nut, combine Harspud, anything with a nut, it'll turn into a... Griffin armor, that's cool. It'll turn into a potion that will restore health to the entire party all at once, kind of like these spring water flasks that I have. So very good to give to your pawns, because then they can... Blast arrows over and cover me. Of course. Handy to give to your pawns because then they can cure you and keep you alive. Gloves of Might. Sounds interesting. And I think I do want to move that port crystal there, because there's a glowing purple port crystal. Blade leaves are fairly heavy. Okay, that's fine. I think I do want to move that port crystal to another area. I typically like having it just outside of the tower instead of up here on the top. So I might grab this. I'm going to. I'm planning on grabbing this, and we're going to run back down the other side and go deliver it.
Then it will.
Well, I need...
Okay, they don't have anything else useful to say, do they?
I ask you.
Wait, what?
I shall remain here. There may be survivors yet. I ask you, return to Grand Soren ahead of me, Arisen. Tell them the beast is no more.
Okay, cool. So they're telling us, you know, hey, you can just go ahead and run back and turn in that quest. Blade leaf, that's exciting. So that's one side explored. There's actually a spiral staircase going down on the other side over here as well. So a whole bunch more loot, and we're not being harried by a griffin this time, so I can actually take a moment to explore a little more thoroughly here.
I'll heal all our wounds.
My idiot pawn jumps over the edge. That's okay though. Maybe he'll pick up some treasure down there. Is there a thing? I thought I saw... Oh, okay. Yeah, and just like on the other side, there's going to be a chest back over here. Red leather armor. I think that's pretty much it for this area. Then we can just kind of drop down like that and not take damage instead of taking the stairs. There. Thought there was going to be another item or two. Maybe it's on the other side. Maybe it's on the inside. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to explore here. I'm trying to be somewhat thorough, but I am not going to go over the entire place with a fine-tooth comb. Is there anything that stood out over here on the side? Nothing down there. Nothing right there. Doesn't look like there's anything right there either. Ah, there's a chest back here, though. And kind of like a broken wall texture. That's odd. Cool. And we got a harpy cloak. Not sure what that's going to be good for, or if it's going to be good for anything. But we have one now. Another interventive. Those are quite useful. Good to have. They cure a bunch of various physical debilitations. It's like being slowed with torpor or poison, I think, counts. Those sorts of things. Probably like blindness as well. Aeroblast, not important, but here was the shortcut gate that I pointed out earlier. So yeah, cool. We're back outside here. This might be a really bad idea. I'm gonna go ahead and save my game before I do any of this. I'm gonna see if I can make that jump across the gap here with my what's it called? Levitation. There we go. Alright, move out of the way, please, my pawns. Onto this. Okay. Okay. Would love another shot. There's a chest over here that I missed earlier. Yeah, over there. Nope, 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 nope. Well, splat. Oh, no splat. Okay, I'm gonna give that one more shot, because I want to see what's in that treasure chest. It's a nice, like, it's a fancy chest, so it's gonna have something good inside of it. Better than the other ones we've been opening so far. If you haven't noticed, and I don't think I've talked about it, there are kind of 3 tiers of treasure chests. There's just like the wooden boxy ones, just kind of boring, look like haphazard crates kind of nailed together real quickly. Then there's the ones with the actual round tops, and those are the ones that I was just opening, a couple of those. And then the final level, the 3rd and best tier of chests, is that sort of fancy chest. They're all like engraved and carved and really cool looking. Jumping from up high this time. Let's see if that lands me over here. Yes, it did. So these are going to have much better items in there, or they have a better chance for really good stuff. So nimble earring. Not entirely sure what that does. It's going to be a piece of equipment. There's my splat. Something probably prevents like torpor or something like that. All these dead animals. Yeah, this is the round chest, the middle tier. Cool. Okay, I think this is fairly successful. Now, before I port Crystal back to Grand Soren to turn in the quest, I am going to just run right outside here. Actually, can I drop the port Crystal like right here? I can. Nope, I cannot. I'm going to drop it right out here. So let's eat mushrooms so we can keep running. Yeah, I like to have the port crystal here so I can fast travel to the area, but I like to have it outside so that if I need to use the rift stone, I can, or if I need to run the other direction, I can do that as well. So let's just pop this thing down. Do this. Yep. There we go. Another port crystal. New fast travel spot here. We will be back. That is a guarantee. Alright. Turtle Fairy Stone. Let's go back to Grand Soren. Let's go turn in our story quest here. Also, let's unequip the lantern. I'm going to deal with my inventory and all that stuff. Actually, and I'm going to go get 2 new pawns since we lost one and the other one's not tremendously useful.
Tis a port crystal, master.
What meaning do you suppose those stones
I'll be a bit more careful about what inclination the pawns have when I pick them up this time. So, yeah. Hey there, you got creepy robes. That's cool. Yeah, I'll be back in just a moment. And I am back. So I picked up some new pawns. They're climbing through the fountain right now. I dealt with some inventory management stuff. I shuffled around some inventory, or some equipment a little bit. Lucy looks like a superhero now, which is kind of cool. So we have Nitty Muggins, who is our fighter, I believe. Yep, he's got a shield and a little sword there. And we have Mildred, who has a gigantic, like, rock-on-a-stick hammer, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah, let's go turn in our griffin hunting quest and see what comes next. Just gonna run up here. Unfortunately, we don't get to talk to Sir Maximilian. He's not the important person anymore. We have to go all the way into the Duke's castle and go find Aldous. I think his name is Aldous? Pretty sure his name is Aldous. And then presumably he's going to have some more quests for us.
Welcome back, sir. Then the Griffin is defeated.
Yes, the Griffin is defeated.
Blessed relief, that. All who walk Grancis roads will rest easier for it. 'Tis welcome news, too, for trade. You and the others who fought have my thanks, Arisen.
Hooray! Quest was successful!
Many within the castle praise your bold deeds of late. I pray such good works continue apace. I have more tasks that require your attention. Pray, make your choice, sir.
So we have 2 quests. Recover stolen item and assist Sir Mercedes. I'm going to grab the top one first.
An item was stolen from the castle's stores a few days past. It was a possession of the Dukes and a treasure of the realm. The Worm King's ring.
Interesting. Excuse me there.
The band was stolen under
Apologies for
heavy watch.
that.
I fear it to be the work of someone within the castle. But first, the ring must be reclaimed. Will you do it, sir? You would do well to begin by asking the men and women of the castle what they know. That ring is a treasure to all Grancis, and a symbol of the Duke's authority. It must be found.
That's an interesting quest. The quest to assist Mercedes. You just run around and loot treasure again. So there's often good stuff in here. I believe it's always exactly the same. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's always the exact same items in here. That's not going to stop me. I would like to find Mercedes and talk to her before we do this. Her quest is very interesting. So one of the other things I did off camera is I gave her a bunch of wine because she really likes to drink.
You've made quite the
So
name
if
for
you
yourself since
see
last
when we
we
talked to
spoke.
her, there was a little chime sound. And then you can see there's a pink glow around her. Those are kind of different levels of how close you are to a particular person. So I'll go talk to the Duke's wife quickly, and you'll see what I mean. So the first level is just the chime. So listen for it here.
I fear
There
I
we go.
must apologize again, sir. There is too...
Don't care. She's all sorts of stuff to say. So there is some important thing later on in the game, depending on who the Arisen has a highest, like, who is kind of... they consider it like your beloved, like, who is the person you have the most affection with. And I'm going to pick Mercedes because it's going to be fun. It can literally be any NPC in the entire game. Like, you can just talk to a random person and like, oh, let's give you some presents. And make that person be your beloved. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. Now, I'm picking Mercedes, and I have to do it early, like well before we get the actual quest where that matters. Because when we assist Mercedes in her quest for the story, the other one that Aldous had for us, interesting things happen. There are repercussions. So let's go find... Here's Aldous. I'm not going to take the Mercedes quest now. We will do that a bit later. For now, let's hunt for the ring, which is also a pretty good horror movie.
Enjoying yourself, are you?
So we just got to figure out who... There was one person that had a little bubble above his head. Hey, there's the Duke. He's just kind of hanging out. Wait, is that the Duke? No, that's the other night guy.
I owe you an apology,
Julian.
sir. I confess dismissing talk of Arisen with the other old tales I heard at my nurse's teat. But your actions leave little room for doubt. I am impressed.
Who also, I believe, is the... Yeah, that shield is kind of a giveaway, kind of a tell. He is the person who was talking to Madeline. We tailed him. We think that he might have something to do with salvation, which is interesting. There's a lot of kind of convoluted plot weaving around and whatnot in this game. So, I don't see anybody with a little bubble above their head indicating they know something about our quest. I already go in here? Yeah, okay. Let's... back down, I guess. And there's the Duke. Still can't get into the Duke's treasure room. That's okay, though. Ooh, mushrooms. I like mushrooms. They give a fantastic amount of stamina back, considering how lightweight and easy to find they are. Mage's Periapt. I actually have no idea who we're supposed to be talking to for this quest. Festy, do you know anything?
How did you fare, Fisher Knight?
Oh, that was useless. I don't think there's going to be anyone helpful down in the dungeons for us to talk to. I think we just need to talk to like one of the servants around the castle here. Ooh, another airtight flask. Those are always good to have.
I'll not rest my hopes on...
Oh yeah, we're... You dropped the scroll and I picked it up. The reason we're startling people is because I had my weapon out. And the reason I had my weapon out was because I just broke some boxes. I forgot about that. People will be offended if you walk around with your weapon unsheathed. Also going to take this time to kill some seagulls. Filthy creatures. Yeah, I really don't know who we're supposed to be talking let's see if there's any. Yeah, okay, so there it is pointing me in the direction of a person here. I should have done this earlier. What would be the fun in that? Oh, is that? No, that's upstairs. Looked like it might have been down in the dungeons or something. Second there. There we go. There's a person.
Good Aldous told me there's been sign of thieving within the castle. Even should they escape sight, the castle's construction hinders all who do not know it well. Our villain had a guide, or had some occasion to grow familiar with the castle.
Okay, so it's somebody who knows the castle. Or they were at least assisted by somebody on the inside.
I heard a report of an unfamiliar man seen within the castle's halls. They say he had the look of that sorcerer.
The look of that sorcerer. What does that mean? I actually do kind of know what that means. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say.
If there's talk of a sorcerer, it'll be Solomon, no doubt.
Yep, Solomon. He is kind of important to the plot.
I'd hoped we were rid of that rat for good. I do not relish the thought of his return. But the pilfered ring does bear a strong magical affinity. It is the sort of bauble Solomon would covet.
Salamet is a name that calls up bitter memories.
So it sounds like we're going to learn a bit about Salamet here, maybe?
Time was the Duke held a council of magic scholars here in Grand Sorin, tasked with ensorceling grimoires and trinkets. Salamet sat at the head of the council. His genius was unmatched, save by his ambitions. Once their research bore fruit, Salamet betrayed his grace and fled with the findings. He disappeared, leaving the corpses of his fellow scholars in his wake. I know not by what design he would reveal himself now. Perhaps aught about this ring that compels him.
Cool, so now we're going to wander around town asking about Salamet. So, the story is, what kind of, we heard most of it right there, but there was a council of mages, a council of sorcerers, magic users, scholars, and Salamet was the head of them, that council. And they did a bunch of various enchantments and all sorts of magical stuff. And then just one day, Salamet went nuts, and he actually burned the room. Oh, excuse me, my throat is so dry today.
Shall we speak to a few more people? I pray we might find one who's seen him.
So he actually burned the room, and all of the mages that were inside, and they all burned alive, and they all died. And from that fire, nothing really survived other than his grimoire, which we recovered earlier for another quest, and gave to Stefan. Stefan, the person who we gave the grimoire to, he's the one who showed up in Blue Moon Tower recently and helped us to fight the Griffin. So that's how these things are all kind of interconnected, which is pretty cool.
No, wait. There is rumor going around of a queerly dressed man skulking about the quarry.
Ooh, the quarry.
More than his dress is odd if he's hanging around that place with no reason.
Ah. Okay. And we do know where the quarry is, so unfortunately I don't have like a fast travel location near there, so we're going to have to take the long way. That's okay. It's not like I have anything better to do. Yeah, so it's interesting how a lot of these plots and side quests, like, we didn't necessarily need to do the side quest to talk to Stefan and help him find Salamet's grimoire. So we wouldn't necessarily know about this and how they're all linked together. But it is very interesting. A lot of these different stories and side quests and missions and things are related. Like, there's a lot of intrigue and a lot of things going on in the world, and they are all kind of tied together. Thought I heard something, so I was just looking around real quick. So yes, if we pull up the map here. The quarry is really not that far away. If we just follow the road, just up here and then kind of take a left, kind of follow the... the cursor keeps snapping to these little markers. So, but you can see if we follow this path right here and just kind of stick to the left every time we run into a fork, we will get there before too long. There are more direct routes, of course, but eh. See if we can avoid fighting those bandits there for once. Not that they're much of a threat at this point in the game, but just an extra time waster.
We're no match for its strength.
Where? I saw its shadow. Where is it? There it is. So, griffins are a thing that can happen in the game now. Just kind of FYI. Now that we fought that one griffin up on top of the Blue Moon Tower, they can occasionally show up. And there are like 2 or 3 spots where they will show up. This, of course, being one of them, just right here on these plains. They like to hunt and eat oxen. So, wondering if that thing is gonna land or if it's just gonna keep cruising around. It's up in the air. Like it might not. It is both figuratively and literally up in the air. Oh. What I was trying, like where I was going with that was, it may or may not even land. Like it may not bother swooping down. It looks like it did not. By the way, the griffin is what I thought I had heard earlier. I thought I'd heard wings above me. Not sure if I actually heard it, but we did get to see the griffin again, so that's kind of cool. Alright, and here we are back at the quarry, which is not bad. The quarry was not too far away from Grand Soren. Oh, yeah, this chest is respawn. We'll grab whatever's in there. Or a knife. Not a big deal.
There's a sorcerer we face. We must be ready for anything.
Let's go ahead and hold our lantern. And you can maybe see the shadows there. There are some figures.
Let's press on.
Standing right there. Yep, we got a little cutscene going on. Person in the middle looks sorcerer-y.
Well. The Arisen, toast of all Grand Soren. Does the work of all mankind's savior truly afford the time to go hunting petty thieves? If you insist on a game of cat and mouse, what say we see which role you'll fill?
I begin with a strong.
I leave the weak foes to you.
And as you might guess, Salamet is a very powerful sorcerer. I mean, people have been calling him like a crazy super genius and whatnot. So, I don't know if that's a thing we have to worry about here in this particular fight. Because yes, there will be multiple fights against him. Yeah, it looks like we can't actually kill him. Later on, he will be much more of a threat. Person over here. Let's see if I can hit this one. There we go. So, we just need to kill all of his minions.
And more grit than the fools in the Duke's Guard, I'll grant. But alas, I've not the time for games, sir. Farewell.
And of course, we just stand here and let him cast his firewall spell.
I feel more familiar with his quest now. We've lost him.
Tis not the last we've heard of Salamet, I'll warrant. Let's speak to Sir Aldous.
What do you have to say, Nitty Muggins? No, don't. No, what's that? Okie dokie. Well, we could wander around and do a bunch of junk here in the quarry. Run around and get some more items and whatnot. Oh, excuse me. There are some good things in here. There is, when it respawns, I forget, once every couple of days, There is like some sour ambrosial meat and some really, really useful stuff in here. Not to mention a ton of ore that we can mine for. But I will not subject you all to that. We will go ahead and forget that we had a lantern equipped. I really wish there was a hotkey, just a button that you could push to toggle your lantern. You know, pull it out or put it back. That would be just fantastic. Let us run back up.
The guards do have much to worry.
And we're just going to run back to Aldous and tell him, hey, we ran into Salamet, and he got away. And quest completed, right? We're done? We don't have to worry about that ring anymore? Right? Right, guys? Where's Aldous? There he is.
Many within the castle praise your bold deeds of late. I've more tasks that...
You fought him then? I knew it was his doing.
That dude on the left there is kind of spazzing out a little bit. So he's trying to walk through me.
It's a shame he slipped the noose. We cannot allow him to run free.
Hooray, video game AI!
We must see him stopped, and the ring returned before he can work more evil.
Okie dokie. So next phase of the quest, look into Salamet some more. That is going to have to wait until next time, though. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and in the next video, we will continue trying to track down Salamet and the Worm King's Ring. Yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video, everyone.